Hey guys, so today, as you can see, I am in my room, in my home. And the reason for that is that I want to study Korean for fun. Actually, it's not fun, it's kind of stressful, but that's what we gotta do. We gotta stay productive. And also because it's currently exam season in Hong Kong. Maybe if you're from Hong Kong, you can study with. So as you might know from my singing video, which I probably will refilm because I want to die when I hear it back. So as you might know from that video, I do know a bit of Korean, but not enough. So that's why I'm learning it. Also because I don't have anything better to do at home. So I actually just recently joined this website. It's called Talk to Me in Korean. And then they have this placement test that tests which level you are in the language. And I'm like level 7. It's intermediate maybe. Is everyone learning Korean? So that's why the website is kind of slow right now. Let me show you some of the notes I've made of Korean. This is lesson 14. I think I logged into the wrong account. Wrong account. So that is why I don't have any history of So the reason why I am more keen to study now is because, as I said, it's the public exam period. Oh my god, my hair. It just brings back the memory from when I took the exam. And honestly, it was a bittersweet time, but also it was a living hell. The website is being so fucking slow right now. I'm not appreciating this behavior. So today I'm going to be taking lesson 17. Deo or Deo. Look at my font, handwriting. I think learning Korean in English is much harder than learning Korean with Chinese, because usually if I watch Korean variety shows, I watch them in Chinese with Chinese subtitles because Chinese and Korean are similar in a lot of ways, but Korean and English are very different, so it's harder to learn, but they don't have these kind of websites in Chinese, so this is what I'm stuck with. You can make all of the above sentences shorter by using the endings deo and 이래요. The latter forms are more commonly used in everyday spoken Korean. Okay. So I don't get hehe because it's kind of ugly, so I don't like to use it. Have a very strong bias against oil-based pens because I think they're ugly, because the ink is always not true black. I'm like, it's so fucking ugly, I just want something black. Is that so hard? So I use gel pens much more. But then the problem is if you're studying, you have to highlight stuff. If you highlight stuff, oil pens are much easier to highlight because they don't smudge that easy. So it's a constant struggle between aesthetics and efficiency. But usually I choose aesthetics. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, so I wrote down some example questions. Example sentence. But I'm not gonna write down the meaning of them because I already know them. 跟住呢就可以 shorten them. Also, I don't understand how some people that are almost the same age as me and also also took the DSE, how are they so good at Korean? I don't understand. I consume a lot of Korean media. Why am I not Korean? I consume a lot of Korean media. But why am I still poo-poo? I'm still learning the basic grammar. What the frick is wrong with you? I cannot spell. Also, I rearranged my room and then I found a bunch of my old notes from when I was studying, and it kind of gave me nostalgia. People think I'm satanic every time I exist, but also every time I tell them I enjoy exams. They're also always surprised because I always skip school, so it's like natural to think that I hate school and I hate studying. Well, I do hate school, but I don't hate studying. Okay, I love learning.
I think going to school is a waste of time. That's another fucking video.
Oh my god, it's not parallel. I'm trying to make an aesthetically pleasing box, but it's not parallel. So basically I'm gonna spend my entire life trying to make these aesthetically pleasing boxes. Yeah, go away. You know that sense of satisfaction when you learn something and then you hear it back from shows or dramas. You're like, wow, I am truly Mr. International. 바쁘대요. Every example they use is 바쁘다. Actually, I can just not write this down and print this out. But writing it down by myself is a lot more efficient in terms of being able to memorize it. So that's why I'm writing it down. I also like making it pretty. Yeah, tail. I've never heard anyone say this. Or I don't remember. I heard she was sick. Oh no. Ta-da! Progress. Progress. 이거 하루 주의에 식. Stop it. Action verbs. I'm so tired of learning about grammar. Literally the only thing there is to learn about. I'm so tired of it. 만날 거래요. 추울 거래요. 거래요. 추울 거래요. 마지막에. Oh, so hard. First page done. She's done. So now I'm gonna highlight it wherever I think I need to. Yay! Oh, the highlight time is also when I will go back and review what I wrote, because when I write things I may not be paying full attention to it. Yes. So I highlighted all the usage of this particular grammar thing in the example sentences, so I can like easily tell how it's used. 추울 거라고 들었어요. Huh? Then how does it relate? 타고라고? But this chapter is not 타고라고. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna write it down anyway because this is the form I have heard the most. And say 타고 /라고 들었어요. We are 30 minutes in, guys. We can do it. If you're studying right now, we can do it. 어제 만났다고. Wow, my handwriting is starting to get ugly. Huh? 내가생 in the world? I don't fucking care. Unless he adopts me. 와,好恐怖啊！咩嚟㗎？제 친구가 한국에 올 거예요. 에? 아, 그래요. Oh my god, 原來錄到佢個頭㗎. Oh my god, that's so cute. Y'all be like, this is not even that hard. Says I know. I'm just dying. Okay, I literally forgot how much I love this pen. I used to use this pen for everything during the exam, but not out of the exam because it's ugly. Hi. They say he says, wow. Okay. Also, do y'all want to know how much I earned from one day of being monetized? I'll let you guess for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was $0.06. But like, it's a step, you know, because I didn't think we would get monetized this soon. Like, I predicted we might meet the criteria by summer. I mean the summer holiday, but now it's earlier than summer holiday, so it's already like out of my expectations. And when I submitted the channel for review, they reviewed it within 4 or 5 days. So that's really quick. He says he does not know where it is. I'm gonna change it to she because I don't care about he's. 정말? What the fuck? 유명한 사람이래요. 안녕하십니까? He's famous. How do I say? I go sentence. I like they say this person is very skinny. 이 사람 정말 skinny한 사람이래요. 친구가 내일 이사 간대요. What is 이사? 이사. I pretty much know all the vocab they use. Can you shut the fuck up? Because they're using pretty simple vocab to teach us. 간대요. My friend says, yeah, finally, she. 제 친구가 한국에 올 거래요. 올 거예요. 제 친구가 한국에 올 거라고 했어요. Okay. Can people normalize using they, them when you don't know the pronouns? Last sentence of the chapter. 주연 씨는 어제도 집에 안 갔대요. Why did Juyeon not go home? She gotta go home. Example sentences done. Highlight time. We spent 45 minutes studying. I never knew I needed a gray highlighter until Mildliner had them. Because sometimes you want to highlight something, but it's not actually that important. You just want to section it off. Like this, when I had a separate remark for this sentence, I didn't want to highlight it in yellow, so I just highlighted it in gray. She freaky. And by she, I mean me. A moment of satisfaction. Very nice. So now I'm gonna take the test for this chapter.
The test, guys.
How you gonna review? You gonna review quiz math?
I'm not learning anything yet.
Nine of 10 questions answered correctly. Are you getting it? Shrek transformation complete. See, when you don't want to copy the entire thing once, you can just point it down. Life hack. The 3 levels of retelling something. Pretty. We're going to look at ton in more detail in a future lesson, so please just note. Also, my dad's playing with drones probably, so there's some noise. 학생이라던데요. This is what I do when I study. I forget I have drinks, and then I only drank a sip of this fucking coffee. Brain poo poo. 혼자 갈 거라던데요. 혼자 갈 거라던데요. My dad is listening to Lion by Idol. I can hear it. He said that he doesn't know either. 그 사람도 모른다던데요. I'm trying to keep this pace of having all the notes on the first page and have all the sample sentences on the second page. That's the format I'm going for. Handwriting. Beautiful. She's only got chat. Should I just skip lesson 19 and do the sentence building drill because it's kind of fun? Okay, it's a bad idea because it's so complicated. Nyago. Focus lah.
Don't you love when your box is not centered? I also love
물어봤어요. 뭐냐고. Open your eyes. 이제는 open your eyes. My goal of learning Korean is that I will finally be confident enough to speak Korean when in Korea. And I will never be like, 이거 하나 주세요. Because it's kind of like embarrassing. And I would only speak Korean if I absolutely needed to. Which is not a good way to learn a language. This lesson only takes up half a page. 나와 함께한 모든 날들이 자꾸 생각나. 대답을 안 해요. Wow, what a bitch. 제일 싫어. Yo. This is an easy chapter. As I predicted. 거짓말을 해. Used a much skinnier pen to write with this time. 안 돼. 석진 씨한테 물어봤는데. While I was studying for the public exam, I spent a lot of time like thinking about in what position that I hold my pen would be the best so that my fingers would not get busted so quick. Because while I was studying for the history, I basically copied the entire textbook onto these papers to memorize it. And as you can tell, as you may know, that is a lot of text to copy. And my hands were basically busted. I would write until my thumb could not feel anymore, or that would be nothing touching it, and I would feel pain. 집에 간 다음에 Oh my god. I have given up on writing these two sections as separate things. I'm gonna write it left, right instead of up, down, because I don't care. 전해주고 싶어 슬픈 시간이 Okay, now I'm done writing down all the sentences, and now I'm gonna highlight Zendaya. You would think that Zendaya is already as hot as she can be, and then you found out that she can fucking sing. So today we learned a total of 4 lessons in a span of 2 hours. I learned they say. Can you fucking focus? They say. And then another form of they say. Oh my god. Can you be smart? They say, another form of they say. And then reported questions. And then sentence building, which is kind of a review of everything that I've learned in the past maybe 5 lessons. Can Siri stop thinking I am talking to you? So that was it for this video, and I hope if you are in Hong Kong and you're studying for the DSE right now, it's gonna be over soon. Wear your mask and stay healthy. Drink a lot of water. Sleep early and wake up early. Maybe have some of your friends or your family eat breakfast with you, because in my opinion, taking care of your health during this period is more important than anything else. So drink water. Just stay safe, and I promise you can do it, and it's gonna all be over soon, and everything will be worth it. I promise. So if you like this video, like and subscribe, and comment anything you want to see from me next. Maybe more study Korean with me, maybe study Japanese with me. Oh my god, Pinky. Maybe study Japanese with me, maybe study Chinese with me, whatever, because I'm forgetting how to speak Chinese right now. And I'm probably gonna do a room tour, and you're seeing a sneak peek of my desk / makeup skincare station right now. So I'm gonna see you next video, and hope I earn more than $0.06 this video.